Good morning, everybody. This is Mr. Brian. Good to see everybody, or good to be seen by everybody. Just wanted to post a video along with this assignment just to kind of explain things in words. Some of you guys, might get stuck a little bit just with the written instructions, so I just wanted to kind of go over them, in a video to see maybe I can clarify things in case you have any questions beforehand. So I'm just going to go ahead and read the instructions from the assignment, and then I will be going through the Google Docs document that's attached, looking at those questions and kind of answering, or at least expanding on them to hopefully make everything a little bit more kind of clearer. Okay, so starting with the Google Classroom assignment itself. So the 54th Massachusetts Volunteer Infantry was one of the first and arguably the most famous regiment of African American soldiers in the U.S. Army. This week we're going to be taking a look at who they were and what they did. So while we're doing that, though, we're going to be looking at how we evaluate the credibility of a source. And remember, this is ethos, right? Ethos is the credibility, or how much we believe the person who is speaking. So attached to the assignment, there is a YouTube video, a link to the YouTube video on the 54th Massachusetts Regiment. The video itself is 40 minutes long, a little bit more, but you only need to watch the first 15 minutes. Okay, so after you watch, there's going to be some questions on the attached Google Docs document. Okay, so going through the Google Docs document, it's called Integrate and Evaluate Information, the 54th Massachusetts. So looking at it, just kind of same thing. This week we're going to look at two things: the real people who took part in the Civil War and its causes, and ethos, the credibility of an informational source. So the thing is that big, important historical events have a lot of parts to them. They're multifaceted, okay? They involve lots of different people, and each of these people have different viewpoints. This can cause debate or even controversy about the way things might have happened, all right? There's a lot of controversy over the Civil War. There's this whole lost cause myth, where, people from the South maintain that they weren't even fighting over slavery, they were fighting over states' rights, but, in the end, it really was about slavery. But that's one of those things where, you have the viewpoint of the South, who were beaten by, a much bigger power, and they saw themselves as kind of victims. Now, the 54th Massachusetts Volunteer Infantry was controversial just by the virtue of the fact that they were, soldiers who were black, who were not, and up until this time, they were not allowed in the U.S. Army. But so because of the importance of the 54th Massachusetts, which was a huge step on the way to full equality for African Americans, the people who made the video that you're going to watch, they used different types of media, meaning they used audio, they used speeches, they used interviews with different historians, all sorts of different types of media, as well as visual references, as well as multiple sources. They used lots of different historians and people who they interviewed. So we're going to look at how effective this video was in kind of giving us information. So you're going to be answering the guiding questions below. So the first one is, how do the interviews with historians help you understand this time in the Civil War, this time in history, which was the Civil War, and this particular event, the 54th Massachusetts? So what do these interviews help us understand that we might not have understood before about the Civil War? And what do they show us about these guys, the 54th Massachusetts, that we didn't know before? Okay, do these different historians make the video more or less credible, right? So the question here is, would it be more credible, okay, having lots of different historians, or would it be better if it was just one guy, like when we watched Super Size Me, one guy talking into the screen the whole time? Which one is more credible? Okay, and does this make it more or less credible? Why or why not? All right, so two questions in that one. How do the interviewees with the historians help us understand this time in history and the 54th Massachusetts? And do they, by including them, does that make the video more or less credible? Why or why not? Okay. Number two, what is the purpose of the excerpts from Frederick Douglass and Governor Andrews' speeches? Okay, why do we think they included those speeches? What does that do for the video? Okay, and what does that do as far as the information is concerned? Do the visuals that they use, does that help or distract from the information? Why? Regardless if you say yes or no, why or why not? Or does it help? Yes. Or does it distract? Why? Why? Okay, so that's and then finally, do all the elements contribute to the same perception of the event? Why or why not? Okay, so our question here is, does all of this come together for us to say this is the way it happened? Okay, does the way they show it, does it seem like everybody agrees on whether or not this was the way that the 54th Massachusetts was created and used, and how they did in the war, right? So our perception of history, right, is shared because of the way that history books are written and the way the information we have is given to us, right, or the way our history teachers teach us. Our perceptions are shaped. The way we perceive things is based on the information that we get. Okay, so does all of these elements that we've looked at, the different interviews, the audios, the excerpts from the speeches, does it contribute to us having one single viewpoint of the event, or does it seem like there are multiple different viewpoints? Does it seem like it's open for debate or open controversy? Okay, that last question is a little bit hard, but you're really just going to do your best. Okay. So you're just answering those 4 questions. Okay. This will be due Wednesday, and then we'll have a couple more questions that are more tied to the actual content of the story on Thursday and Friday. Just a couple other things. You can still turn in anything that you have not. Okay, I'm going to be keeping it open so that you are allowed to turn in things pretty much up until the end of the 9 weeks. I'm not 100% sure what we're going to be doing for exam week yet. They haven't really told us that, but we do have a faculty meeting this upcoming week where they're probably going to discuss that more, and I'll give you guys some more information as I know. I'm going to start posting videos along with the instructions, so to kind of clarify things. And if you guys are interested in me doing a live stream on YouTube where you guys can kind of chime in and do questions or something like that, please leave a comment on your assignment and say that you would like that or not like that. Okay, I'm just kind of trying to take a survey. Or actually, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a picture, make a question, maybe tomorrow, maybe not, today since you guys are doing this, but tomorrow, in which case you just answer yes or no. Would you like me to do a live stream so that you can ask questions and I can clarify things about this assignment or any other assignments? So you can leave a comment if you want on the assignment, but I will also do the question as well. So if you guys need help, please, 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 please reach out. Okay, it can be as simple as just a comment on the assignment, or you can email me. But either way, just please reach out. I'm here to help. I'm here, not here just to assign work. So just let me know if you need any help at all with this assignment, with any of the stuff in the past. Okay, I pretty much, if you did the work on the student learning log, you got a grade for it. If you didn't, I just went ahead and exempted you from it because it's not, I think that was confusing for a lot of people. So don't stress about that. Worry about, all the other assignments. Okay, so you've got so far the quick write in the very, very beginning, and then the introduction to rhetoric, the premise, purposes, and arguments, the Lincoln Second Inaugural Address notes, and then the Lincoln Second Inaugural Address, a closer look. Those are the only things that we're really looking at right now. And then now this. Okay, so please, 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 if you have questions, let me know. If you're behind, you still have plenty of time to catch up. And you've got pretty much until the end. Now, that doesn't mean wait until the end and try and get it all done, because that'll be a lot of work. But if you're behind 1 or 2 assignments, keep working on them. And I'll take what you got. Okay. So love you guys, miss you guys, and hope to hear from you. All right. Have a great Monday, and I'm here if you need me.